Welcome to National Geographic Explorer, a holistic teaching program for environmental education, English literacy, and interesting science. My name is Jim. Please allow me 10 minutes of your time to introduce you to these great resources. National Geographic Explorer is also a mission project of the National Geographic Society. It is funded by the Society's Education Foundation, as well as externally from the International Paper Foundation. When Explorers conceptualized in 2001 in the United States, we polled several hundred teachers to understand what were the biggest challenges they were facing in their classrooms. And these are the results. Student engagement remains a huge issue in many classrooms. Crowded curriculum, transitioning from fictional reading to non-fictional reading at a young age. And of course, differentiated instruction, having to teach students of varying reading levels in the same classroom. We believe Explorer has addressed all of these challenges and at the same time being able to improve English literacy standards, provide a structured resource for environmental education, and inspire passion and interest in science. The most striking thing about the National Geographic Explorer is that when you actually hold a copy in your hand, it immediately engages you. We start with the National Geographic Young Explorer. It addresses children in kindergarten through year 2. National Geographic Explorer comes in the Pioneer and the Pathfinder editions, Pioneer addressing year 2 to year 4, and Pathfinder addressing year 4 to year 6. The last title is Extreme Explorer, targeted at ESL students or striving readers, but also applicable to students in year 3 through year 5. Let's start off with a page from the National Geographic Young Explorer for kindergarten through year 2. Here you see that texts are in very predictable places. They are not all over the place, therefore making it easy for the student to read and understand the concepts. Also, there is 100% text-to-picture correspondence. This is to ensure that if the student doesn't understand the word blowholes, for example, he or she can relate to it visually. Visual literacy is built here. We also provide a visual glossary for Young Explorer. This is because we understand children at this age respond much better to visual representation than textual representation. For Young Explorer, on its customized website, there is also a read-along section where the students can log on, click on the icons with the speakers, and hear the phrases and the words pronounced out to them. They can then repeat along after that to build their pronunciation skills. Now let's move on to National Geographic Explorer. Explorer comes in 2 editions, the Pioneer edition for year 2 to year 4 and the Pathfinder edition for year 4 to year 6. Here you see an example of a page from the 2 different editions of Explorer. The left, Pioneer, the right, Pathfinder. Not only did we write the Pioneer edition at a lower reading level, we also understand that students reading Pioneer would have much lower reading concept load. Hence, we rewrote the whole article for Pioneer, not simply watering down the Pathfinder edition. We start out every article with a reading strategy for Explorer and Extreme Explorer. The students would digest the reading strategy, internalize it, and attack the article using that strategy. You can also see that the way we present the article is in a very neat and compact manner. One concept is kept neatly packed in one column and never overflowing into the next column. Our philosophy is one of a successful reader philosophy. We believe not in challenging our children with complex text, but giving them a practice ground to inculcate good reading habits so that they would be able to apply those habits when they encounter more complex text in the future. Our stories take your students on a journey of adventure and wonder as they explore the world and the beauty in it. All of the articles are written by real National Geographic explorers themselves or by members of our editorial team who have interviewed such explorers. These stories and the way with which they are written with real experiences are the reason why many children still collect our magazines and read and reread the articles over and over again. This is exactly what we want to achieve so as to further enhance their English literacy skills. Every issue of National Geographic Young Explorer, Explorer Pioneer, Explorer Pathfinder, and Extreme Explorer come with its own 8-page teacher's guide, giving you, the educator, important background information about the topics covered in this issue, as well as what is upcoming in the next issue. Detailed lesson plans are also included for every article in this issue. We also include reproducible worksheets which have been integrated into our lesson plans for you to photocopy for your students to complete in class. As children at this age respond much better to visual representation, we have also included large classroom posters in the teacher's edition for the teacher to put up in class to further reinforce the concepts and the knowledge learned during the Explorer lesson. In addition to Young Explorer's read-along section, which helps build pronunciation skills, Explorer Pioneer, Explorer Pathfinder, and Extreme Explorer all have their own individual customized websites. Here we see an example of the Extreme Explorer's website with a game that's related to one of the articles in the most recent issue of National Geographic Extreme Explorer. In addition to the already comprehensive teaching aids provided for Explorer teachers, we have most recently integrated the interactive whiteboard content for each article in the Explorer range of magazines. Here, we have built in additional teaching notes as seen on the left side of your screen. We have also built in links to nationalgeographic.com and pictures from National Geographic library resources to add to the interactive experience of Explorer. We have also included many interactive activities for students and teachers to complete in an interactive whiteboard environment. Our interactive whiteboard content was developed on the Promethean whiteboard platform. However, it can still be used in conjunction with any other brand name interactive whiteboard without additional charge. In addition to the National Geographic Explorer's interactive whiteboard content, another ICT component which we have built in to the Explorer program is the Magazine Maker software. Magazine Maker is an interactive word processor that allows the students to be their own young publishers, creating a magazine from scratch with National Geographic stock photos. This creates a much more interactive and fun writing experience for the students and adds to the Explorer learning and teaching environment as well. The editorial team is anchored by Mr. Francis Downey, Vice President and Publisher of National Geographic Explorer, a middle school science teacher, a planetarium director, and of course, educational publisher. Francis is a lifelong educator. He has guided National Geographic Explorer to become the fastest growing and award-winning classroom teaching magazines in the United States. Currently, Explorer boasts over 7 million readership in the United States alone.